The same one, yeah. My name's Adi Badenhorst from Swartland, South Africa, AA Badenhorst Wines, and I sell some wines to the Czech Republic, to the dodgy guy behind the camera, who's now visiting us here at our place in the Swartland, and that's the story.
So Adi, what kind of music do you like?
And I listen to a lot of music. I've got we listen to most of the stuff on vinyl, you know, because it's a nice thing. The sound is very good. We've at the moment there's a bit of Gary Clark playing in the background, a bit of blues, but we listen to a variety of music, mainly rock, and we've discovered some really cool South African music from the late 60s, like quite psychedelic stuff. If you guys can look up a band called Freedom's Children, if you find that stuff, it's beautiful.
Okay. What is your hobbies instead of winemaking?
I don't know, looking after children. I farm grapes and I breed parrots.
Okay.
I breed parrots.
If you had to describe yourself in 3 words, what will it be?
New hairstyle. I've got a new hairstyle.
How many kids do you have?
I've got 2. I've got a son of 14. His name is Samuel, Sunny Skies, and my daughter is 11 years old. She's Anna Kalander, and they both live on the farm and obviously go to school during these difficult times.
Cool. How did you get started in the winemaking?
I grew up on a farm in Constantia on Buitenverwachting, and the winemaker there, a guy called Jean Daniel, let me play around in the cellar when I was about 13, 14 years old. So I started making a bit of dodgy wine. I made a Pinot Gris. I thought I'd like win a lot of friends. It was like undrinkable stuff, but that was the first wine I made, just like in a glass jar.
Wow. Your style of winemaking?
I don't know. I think quite similar to how we farm. We just do the basics right. We like to farm. When we make our blends, we pick everything together. We like to co-ferment all the grapes together. Minimal extractions and that kind of thing. Age it in old concrete and big wooden vats.
What do you prefer, Burgundy or Bordeaux?
Look, man. I mean, I grew up on Bordeaux, of course. You know. I remember the first wine that made a massive impression on me was Cologne Segura, with a heart. Fuck, it was amazing. And look, I mean, I still love, if I think of Bordeaux, I love Saint-Estèphe, those rustic kind of wines. But I'm more Burgundy these days because I'm becoming older and softer.
I know.
Purer.
Yeah. I know both are very important, but where do you feel more comfortable, vineyards or the cellar?
I think both pretty much. I mean, I feel comfortable in both. We've got a lot of vineyards now. We've got 74 hectares of vineyards, which I'm very much obviously involved in. But the winemaking, remember, the winemaking is for a very short part of the year that the grapes are coming in the fermentation. So most of my time is spent in the vineyards.
In vineyards, yeah. Which vintage was your most favorite?
This one now is amazing. There've been some great vintages. You know, when we started out in 2010, it was fucking mad. You know, running around between different wineries before we had built this building, or the building was before we'd fixed it up. But no, I think this one is amazing. This has been the most completely different vintage that we've ever had. We've gone through periods of drought, but we've had an amazingly cool vintage. I think we're going to see some really exciting wines.
Cool, yeah. What is your most memorable wine or wine tasting experience?
Yeah, probably that Cologne Segura when I was about 8 years old. You know, that was amazing. I mean, I've had fortunate enough to travel the world and meet amazing winemakers. Look, I mean, the guy that I really have a lot of respect for is a guy called Alain Greyer from the Rhone, and he and I used to open amazing wines together. And you know, meeting Auguste Klapp in Cornas was for me a big moment. I was there with a very good friend of mine. That was an amazing time as well.
Favorite varieties, white and red?
Well, what I make or what I drink. I mean, Chardonnay is unequivocally the greatest grape in the world, you know, but we work a lot here with Chenin Blanc and the Rhone varietals. That's my truck. It's got a few squeaks in it. Needs a bit of oil. But I love Chenin Blanc as a white grape, and with the reds, obviously stuff like Grenache, Cinsault, and Syrah, and Tinta Barocca as well. Never underestimate that fantastic grape.
What is your least favorite variety?
I don't know. I don't have a least favorite variety. I mean, I like them all. They're just very, very different. Huh?
Which varieties do you find the most difficult to work with?
To farm with here in the Swartland would be Tinta Barocca. It's from Portugal. It's from Mediterranean kind, but it does suffer from a bit of sunburn and things like quite difficult to farm, and especially with bush vines to get the coverage over the grapes. It is quite a challenge. And Rusan here in the Swartland is very, very difficult as well, just in terms of the canopy management. The rest grow very, very well.
Which was your favorite wine region to visit and why?
To visit, I've been to Burgundy a few times and Bordeaux and the Rhone and all over. But a couple of years ago, a friend of mine, Eben Sadi, and I, we visited the Jura, and that was amazing. It was incredible. Proper vignerons all around those villages.
Cool. If you can take only one bottle on an island, which it will be?
Jeez, I don't know. It'll probably be, one bottle on an island. I don't know, probably Sebastian Beaumont's Hope Margarita.
Oh yeah. How are you finding your harvest time? Describe the challenges.
This year has been amazing. I mean, obviously we've had to be patient, huh? We've had to be patient to wait. What happens? A lot of winemakers, they get harvest fever, and they go out and they pick, and then they realize, oh shit, it's a little bit too early. We actually had a week, and out here in the Swartland, a week of hang time and waiting it has a big impact on the flavors. So it's just this year about just waiting and relaxing, chilling a bit, listening to a bit more music, drinking a few more beers after work, and just waiting for the grapes, waiting for those flavors.
Okay, Adi, thank you so much, and all the best to your house.
Hey Daniel, thanks very much, and tell everybody there in the Czech, I'm coming there. I don't know when. As soon as this thing blows over and I get a jab or I drink some ivermectin, that animal stuff, I'll be there. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Cheers, man.
Bye-bye.
Bye.